through today's assessment conditions, I'd like to go through the changes that I've made and the support that is on offer for both you, Kerry, and Melissa. Ladies, would you like me to come and talk to you individually, or are you happy for me to explain what I've done and what's on offer to the whole group?
I'm okay for you to talk to the group.
Thanks, Kerry. How about you, Melissa?
I'm also happy for you to explain it to the class.
Okay, thanks, ladies. So, like I mentioned during the presentation, I want the environment today to be comfortable for you. So, Kerry, I'll start with you. I'd like you to remain sitting here up at the front, and you can see I've moved your desk a little bit further away from everybody else. That's so that at any time, if you've got questions, we can talk at a level that's easy for you to hear. Okay. With that in mind, if at any time during the assessment you feel that you can't hear what I'm saying, I'm happy to stop the assessment and we can start again and go into another room where we can talk like we're talking now. Okay, so you just let me know about that. I have also included on the front of your assessment paper the instructions that I'm going through verbally now. So if you do miss anything, you can refer back to this page. Now, would you like to sit the exam with the rest of the class, or would you like to do the other option I mentioned of going into a room where it would be just you and me?
I'm happy to sit it now with everyone else.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions on what I was just talking about?
No.
Okay, so Melissa, I also have some options for you. I've printed your assessment paper in Italian today, and it also includes the instructions on the front page. So again, if you miss anything that I say, you can refer back to this page. Sean, he will be marking your paper today. He'll also be sitting beside you, so when you do have questions, you can speak to Sean about that. And I've moved your desk a little bit further back from everybody else so that when you two are talking, you won't be disturbing the rest of the class. Now, would you prefer the option also, I'm going to give you the option as well, is that you could sit in a classroom with Sean where you two could talk as loud as you wanted because you would be the only one in the room. But if you were to do it that way, the paper would be in English and Sean would read the questions to you, you would verbally answer them, and then he would write the answers in English on the paper for you. Do you have any questions on either of those options that I've just discussed?
No.
Okay, so which option would you prefer?
I would like to sit the exam with the rest of the class with the paper in Italian.
Okay, great. So, I'll write this, can everyone see the clock up the front?
Yes.
Okay, so I will write the start and finish times on the board for everybody to see. Melissa, I ask that you raise your hand when you do have questions today, even though Sean's sitting really close to you. Just raise your hand and Sean will get the indication that you do have questions. Again, I just ask that you keep the volume low when you're talking so you don't disturb the rest of the class. Kerry, if at any time you're struggling to hear if you've got a question and we're talking, if you're struggling, again, like I mentioned before, we can stop the exam and start it again in another room when we can talk like we're talking now. So I'd just like to confirm, ladies, that you are both happy with the choices that you've made before we start the assessment?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So this assessment today, it's made up of 12 multiple choice questions, which you will have 20 minutes to complete. I will give you a warning when there's 5 minutes remaining, and then again when there's 1 minute remaining. It is run under exam conditions, so no talking between yourselves. You can talk if you're asking questions like we were talking about just earlier. Can I confirm with everybody that your phones have been placed on silent and they are in your bags in the storeroom outside?
Yes.
Okay. So please remember to raise your hand if you have any questions. Once you've answered all 12 questions, again raise your hand so I have the indication that you are finished. I will come and collect your exam papers from you. You will then go outside to the break area where you'll have a 15-minute break. I will then collect you to come back inside where we will go through your assessment results. I will be marking Kerry and Michael's results, and Melissa, Sean will be marking your exam papers. Okay, so I'll hand out your papers now. Melissa, there's your paper in Italian. There we go. And Kerry, there's yours. So I'm going to get you to start filling out the front page. So obviously the candidate name is your name. Assessor's name is myself, so that's Nicole Dawn. The workplace or RTO is the training centre, and today's date is the 29th of June. Do you all have a pen? So you ready to go?
Yes.
Great. Once you've finished filling in the details, please place your pens on the table and look to the front so I know that we're ready to start. Okay, great, thank you. So, any last questions?
No.
Great. So it is, let's call it 4:05. You have 20 minutes to complete the exam, so that will make it 25 minutes past 4. We will, pens down, we will finish. Let's start.